Life gets heavy sometimes. Between career pressure, relationship struggles, and the stress of simply existing in today's world, it's easy to feel overwhelmed.
That's why we're proud to introduce you to Salt River Therapy.
Based in Brooklyn, their compassionate team helps adults finally understand their experiences, prioritize their healing, and move forward with strength.
Whether you're in New York City, Westchester, the Hudson Valley, or North Jersey, or even if you're outside those areas, they offer both in-person and virtual sessions, so support is always within reach.
It's time to invest in yourself.
Visit Salt River Therapy and take the first step toward a lighter, stronger you.
Welcome, fellow lushes. Come on in, pull up a bar stool, and enjoy some cocktails with Dimples and the Beard.
I almost fucking dumped her. Holy shit, it's been a while since I dumped one.
You know,
It's probably Evil's fault, but
you need to be careful. I still haven't decided if I'm.
I've almost dumped it. Well, it's been sitting here for a week. Wink, wink.
Yep.
Since today is Monday, May 12th. It's been sitting here since Monday, May 5th when I gave it to you, even though your birthday was April 29th. Weird how that happens.
It's weird, but I gotta
movie
say,
magic. It's like the movie 1941. You know that wasn't made in 1941?
no,
It was made in the 70s.
get out.
Why'd they title it 1941 if it's made in the 70s?
That's ridiculous.
Anyway, welcome back to another episode of Cocktails with Dimples in the Beard, the return of our favorite country singer, DeLee. She is on the verge of
Blowing up and
blowing up, and we're here to talk about it.
hell yeah, we are. We're gonna open it. We're even gonna open the tavern to talk about it.
Well, I would hope so. There's a drink here.
She talks about getting a drink in the song.
She does? Which one?
Did I mention? I let her mention it.
Mm-hmm. I like getting a drink on a Tuesday night. Oh, wait. What night is it? Wednesday night?
Now,
Excuse me. Monday night? It's Monday, May 12th.
this not only is this cool to leave, but you'll get the connection in a little bit.
Is this going to, how long is this going to stay on the table?
I don't know yet,
Okay.
but for sure
For this episode.
for this episode.
Well, it has to be there for this episode.
Hey, you gonna YouTube it on?
Oh, yeah. Let me make sure I turn on
Our friends at YouTube.
our important friends at YouTube who support us
Thank you.
so richly.
We don't thank them enough for how awesome they're to us.
Monetization wise, we are loading up on
Speaking of
funds.
YouTube,
Speaking of the tube.
you should go subscribe on YouTube. You should go check it out. Add that little notification bell so that you'll be first to get the episodes when they're released.
And
And our friends on YouTube.
comment first when you watch it, when you're the first person to watch it.
That's cool. Comment, like, subscribe. And you can even go on Instagram, which would be pretty cool. Rumble, TikTok, and the all over famous
Shithole. Cesspool.
X it up. Oh, we did a little out of sorts, but we got that out of the way. You know, I just like to give a quick shout out.
Oh, goodness. Here we go.
I give a shout out to you may not be, but if you're in the Appleton area, Cozy Corner. I went there for my birthday dinner last night, and god damn it, is that shit good. I forget how fucking delicious. I don't forget. I remember, and I go back, and it's never disappoints. Their ribs, the best ribs. Baked beans are amazing. Spicy barbecue chicken, delicious. Shout out Cozy Corner, delicious. Thank you very much.
I think it's pronounced Kazi Corner.
Huh. Well, I don't feel so cozy anymore now.
It's not spelled cozy.
It's not.
So I think it's pronounced Kazi.
Huh.
I think it's an old family name.
Is the owner Kaz?
I think so.
Cosmo Kramer?
Kazi Corner. No, I have no idea. It's probably cozy.
It's cozy.
But it's not spelled correct. But it doesn't matter when your food is that good.
Exactly.
I will
say that.
I don't like to agree with you because it makes me feel evil and wrong. But
You have to this time.
But I have to this time because you're absolutely right. And now it reminds me I haven't been there in way too long. So
that's where it was.
If they want to sponsor an episode or two, all you got to do, bring over a free rack of ribs.
Hell yeah.
We'll eat them on the episode.
That would be amazing.
Amazing. We eat ribs without any sort of napkin or wipe or anything. Just see how dirty. And with this beard, you start getting barbecue sauce in here. I'll be red down here. It's beautiful.
If I run out of ribs or sauce, I may even gnaw on his beard just to get more barbecue sauce.
No, you won't.
Because you'll
No,
take it all?
you just won't. Unless you punch me first. Do it!
Couple of licks.
No, not yet. It's too soon. We haven't built the tension fully.
But fucking.
I'm really,
Okay, so I just had to bring it up because I'm still thinking about it. It was so good.
I'm really watching a lot of wrestling. I'm preparing myself to write the script. Like, here's what it takes. It takes like you have to get people invested in the characters, right? So if the punch is going to happen,
Oh, it's going to happen.
like the people have to be invested in why the punch happened. So we have to start to slowly build the tension. So,
Like a good 70s movie.
is there such a thing?
They're all, it's one of the best decades of movies.
Is it?
Hell yeah. It is.
You know what isn't the best decade of movies?
Don't say it
Why?
because you're going to say the 80s.
No, I'm not going to say the 80s.
Oh,
I'm going to
shoot.
say pretty much since anything since the 2000s.
Okay, gotcha. All right, go ahead.
Other than our friends who make independent movies that are great, anything that's coming out of fucking big budget corporate world in the movie theater
Yeah, they suck.
sucks.
Yeah, they suck.
So, anyway, wow, what a downer.
Yeah, and I just mentioned that because I mean, the 80s weren't good movies, but they were
fun movies.
they were fun movies.
They were fun movies.
And I mean, they were what? So
Yeah.
I can knock them
Who
because I
doesn't love
lived
it? Who doesn't love a good musical montage?
which is every movie from the
Speaking
80s.
of musical montages,
But you know what? We could talk movies all night, but I'd rather talk country music, and we better not keep a pretty lady waiting.
one of the prettiest. So, without further ado, country
Superstar.
I was looking for the right word. Dilly.
What's up?
Let me just.
Well, after that, how do you follow that up? That's awesome. That is a great intro.
All right.
What's we going? Are we on right now?
We are. Well, let's do it. We are now.
This is pre-recorded.
We're always recording, Dilly. You know, you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss the gold.
I'm got plenty of ammunition, so I will not disappoint. I am pretty sure. So
Oh,
All
awesome.
right. I like it. She
so
sounds.
nice to see y'all.
It is great to see you too. We are very excited about this.
Yeah. Okay. I see Dolly, and what is this one over here? Is that a
Heart.
Dolly?
No, it's Heart. I just went and saw Heart a 2 weeks ago.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I haven't seen that, and that is a bucket list for sure for me.
So, not to get into it, but she fell. So Anne is in a wheelchair. When I saw her, they wheeled her on a wheelchair. She was in a sling, and she still killed it.
Well, yeah.
I don't have to tell her.
She didn't hear her voice when she fell.
She didn't. She didn't. So good. Yes. So if you want to go, yes, if it's on your list, I
It's
highly
probably
recommend
something I need to do soon, is what you're telling me.
it. You might want to get there sooner than later. Is all I'm saying.
But I mean, all I remember guitar player big kicks. You remember that kick on what
Yeah.
song video? And she did that kick, and I was like, "What is her? What's the guitar player? I don't know her name."
That's Nancy.
Nancy. Oh my gosh, she could do kicks. Like, I wonder if she can still do them. I bet she can.
They were.
Trying to remember if she did. My brain, she was.
They were amazing. I can.
Oh,
only-
yeah, it was. I would go again, and that's my second time seeing them, and it was a great night.
I mean, Barracuda.
Yeah,
Ugh.
Yeah.
they
I mean,
killed it.
that's when you go, all right, you want to say you're a singer? Try Barracuda on Versailles.
Mm.
Man, watch them fall. Watch the number of people fall who cannot stand up to Barracuda. Probably myself included. I just would never attempt it. In my
Okay.
shower, I do in my shower, and it sounds amazing.
Of course it does. Everything you sing in the show is amazing.
Amazing. I mean, the acoustics. It's unbelievable.
I sound great in the shower.
No.
To myself.
No.
To myself.
Yeah. Okay. As long as it's to yourself.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go.
Well,
So how's it going to
it's a
go?
great intro. Wait, let's just get right into it.
That was an. Uh-oh. Y'all aren't using any of that, are you?
Oh, we're using all of it.
Oh, hell yeah.
Great.
We don't-
Well, can't be worse. Actually, we could keep it going.
Keep it going.
All content's good content. So where are you tonight? Are you in Nashville or are you back home in Texas?
I am in Texas,
Okay.
and it stormed all day long here. It was crazy.
Okay.
But looks like we're getting a break. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you do on a stormy day? Write songs?
I did not write a single song today. I am struggling. I'm about to go back to Nashville in June
Okay.
to record the next 4 to finish the album 55. And I am torn on that last one. I cannot decide which one's the 8th song. And so that's where I'm at. There's one I'm trying to finish right now that I really want to do, but I haven't finished it yet. So, the stars and the planets have to align so that I get those lyrics. And so far they haven't come, so they might not make this album. We'll see.
That's all right. They can be on the next one.
Exactly.
Or when they hit you, they'll be amazing.
I would hope. I hope so. I mean, they're all like little babies to me, They are, everybody goes, what's your favorite, like this one? And I'm like, how can I decide? Because they all have their own personalities, and they all, the thing is, every song I write represents something I've either come in contact with, or it's an aspect or something within my life. Mm-hmm. And experience I've had, and that's usually the case. And so how do you ever say which one's your favorite?
Yeah, when you're writing so personally all the time, and I mean, it's got to be, it's hard to narrow that down.
Yeah. And this album is interesting. I struggled, my first album, it was kind of easy. Wonder Woman, it was easy. That symbolized what the whole album would be and what it's about. This time it was like every song is a little different. I really explored different music genres a little bit, and I played a little, and it's more, every song has a different emotion. And so I just decided, you know what, my age is apparently a factor. I don't know why people keep talking about it. So 55, that sounds great. These are all songs that were either written or recorded when I was 55.
Well, I guarantee you nobody is going to understand that it's your age when they see the photo for the album cover. They're not going to get why it's called 55.
Well, it was kind of this thing that with the whole Kill Tony and Joe Rogan thing. My age was kind of a discussion, right. And trust me, I never. A girl's dream isn't for people to know her age. I mean, it's not something I was going to sing out loud and celebrate, but thank you to my son, which I am he's a great kid. But I finally just went, I guess I'm going to embrace this, and publicly, you can't lie about your age anymore, Dalee. And so, yeah, it's one of those things that when I decided, what am I going to do for the album cover? I just kind of thought, let's kind of smack them in the eyes with what 55 can be, and let's be bold.
Yeah.
Roses, that's like a common, like roses appear everywhere in my life. It means something to me. And so I just went, this is what we're going to do. And honestly, I told the photographer, I went, let's do it. I mean, nobody ever has to see it if it doesn't look good. So, that's
it looks amazing.
It does.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It's got an American Beauty feel to it.
It does.
It's 2 different photos combined.
Okay.
One, American Beauty. What do you think the other one is?
Oh boy. Good.
Come on, guys.
Way to put us on the spot. I like it.
I mean, y'all will know this. Come on.
No, I feel like I want to pull it up, but I don't want to cheat.
Like this, the pose.
Is that Farrah Fawcett?
Marilyn Monroe? When she was on Playboy, the cover of Playboy?
Her first, what made her a huge. I combined Marilyn Monroe, her first photo where she's doing this. I mean,
yes.
And American Beauty. And I felt like those were just 2 great photos to be combined and get to be inspired by. So
nice.
Yeah. You can't go wrong with Marilyn, that's for sure.
I was thinking the Farrah Fawcett poster that we all had when the side. I thought, is her arm up in that poster? I think
it is too. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
but no, I got it the minute.
Photo
yeah.
Had on there. I'm sure you did too. You had that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I wore mine out. I had to get a couple, but sorry. So was there any other title that was in contention, or was it 55 from the start? I mean, it sounds like it.
There was no other. That's what I couldn't come up with anything because wasn't anything that I said these songs like something that made them all kind of go together. And so the only thing I could say was, well, these are all songs
Okay.
this year, you know? So the only one I didn't write when I was 55 is a song called Stagnation.
Which we were
And
listening to. Thank you for sending those early.
yeah, I thought it would be kind of fun if you guys got to hear the first four.
Hell yeah, and we got bragging rights. We're telling everybody.
I know. There you go. But yeah, Stagnation I wrote in the first group of songs that I first did, you know, my first month of writing. And I just wasn't brave enough to release that in the first group. Honestly, it was, that song is a little dark,
Mm-hmm.
comes from a pretty insecure spot. And I just didn't think I could do that in my first outing. It was enough for me just to go, okay, I'm going to put out an album. You know, it was a lot. But this time it was for sure going to be included because that song is like really meaningful to me.
Well, I would imagine
Yeah.
then now it's like your first album's out, people know me a little more, and you feel obviously you're more comfortable. But now you can get to know me a little more, so you'll put your more personal stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I have even more than that, but yes, more so I'm getting to know myself, you know, as an artist. The first time around, most of the songs were me looking into the past a bit
Sure.
and different aspects of my life and the growth I'd had individually. This time was more about exploring uh, kind of the borders of what kind of artist I want to be. You know, Evel Knievel is definitely kind of a pop country, and I wanted to see how that felt. I wanted to try on pop country for size. A Gentleman is very much back to my roots, very just kind of going out and two-stepping, kind of a fun song. And I did that one after Evel Knievel's because I need to get back in my comfort zone.
Okay.
And Everything is Fine was kind of a hidden gem. It almost didn't make it.
Oh wow.
Oh,
And we finished it. Jacob Kulik and I finished it. He's my producer. And when we finished it, the next day, he goes, "Did you listen to that?" And I went, "Yeah, like 20, 30 times last night." And he goes, "That's like we were really surprised." And we were obviously happy with it, but it's more of a country ballad. And
for sure.
Stagnation is more of a rock kind
Yeah.
of. I'm probably cheating if I say it's got country to it. But it was the last one we recorded the last day.
Okay.
Well, that's interesting. You say that about Everything Is Fine. That like during the recording, you got done, you weren't so comfortable with it. What made you feel that way?
No.
Oh, I took
was
that wrong.
my first four that when I was going to Nashville to start to do the first four. Again, I was stuck on which one's the fourth, and it almost didn't make the cut.
Okay.
It's interesting because that song is special, but one of the things when I wrote it, I do these songwriting spotlight things, and I actually sang that, but I called it "I'm Just Tired." Realize that's a terrible name for a song. Probably don't need to name it that, so I changed it to the last phrase in the chorus. But when I sang it on that, it was a little different. And when I got in the studio, I sang the verse, I sang the chorus to my producer, and he goes, "You can't do that." I went, "Why?" I had written the verse in a 4 count. I had written the chorus in a 3 count. So I went, "Let's do something special. Let's do something different." I said, "Somebody's done that." So we Googled, and the only song that we found was a Winnie the Pooh song. And I went, "Okay, maybe I need to rethink this." So I had to go back home, back to the apartment I was in, and rethink that chorus that night. And when I got back the next day, both of us agreed, "Holy cow, it's so much better." So that's kind of a fun little story about the production of that. But no, once we finished it, when you finish, there's 2 days per song. When you finish, you're pretty exhausted. So we finished. He texted it to me. He goes, "Listen to it tonight. Let me know what you think." And of course, I listened to it. So it really, I'm not even going back and listening until later that night to even see, okay, what did we do? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's a great story. I mean, I like kind of what I was going for, with something like that. So
Yeah, it's this time around I did the whole recording process smarter. Instead of doing everything in a 2 week span, I split it into four songs, so a week and a week. And because when you're recording, it is draining, your energy. It's so much fun, but it pulls everything out of you,
Yeah.
So I did nothing. I drank a lot of orange juice this time because last year I got sick. And so there's 2 songs I recorded on the last album that I was sick.
Oh, okay.
Didn't have much of a voice trying to sing. So, yeah.
Sound like Phoebe from Friends, the episode where she's sick.
wants to be sick.
But like cat.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but she gets sick and her voice is all raspy and stuff. So, and then she wants to stay sick because she thinks she sounds better. So, anyway,
I always leave the ones that I don't have to sing that well, or maybe one that Cinderella is one from the last album. I had a real raspy voice. It worked for the song. So,
sure.
yeah.
So how did did the decision to make Everything Is Fine, like the first single, did you guys kind of decide on that night then? I mean, just listening to it, did you know that would be the first song you would put out?
I think so. My producer recommended, he goes, "You need to release this first. This song needs to be out there as your first comeback." I was torn between Stagnation and Everything Is Fine. And ultimately, I felt like Everything Is Fine was enough of a touch of what I did before, but had a little bit different. It was a little improvement or a little better. I don't want to say better. That's terrible. But it just almost was an extension of the last album where Stagnation might have shocked everyone, off the go. And I think I'll release Stagnation in the fall.
Okay.
It's interesting how you think through things like
the thought process of it all. Yeah.
You wouldn't release Stagnation in July while people are at the pool.
Good point.
Well,
I can take all that into account. Yeah.
I think Everything Is Fine is a great choice. It's really got all the feels in it. You feel the emotion when you're listening to it. So
it was interesting writing that. Typically, the chorus always. I think there's only been one song that I didn't get the chorus. So didn't get the chorus first. So I got the chorus, and a couple months go by, and nothing else had come to me. And then one morning I just went in the kitchen, deep in thought. My normal routine: I go in the kitchen, I make some coffee, I sit down, and I kind of just drink my coffee, and just kind of think about my day, positive thoughts. How do I envision my day to be? And that particular morning, it was like a blank stare. And I was just that feeling of, I'm just tired with everything, right? And all of a sudden I took a sip of my coffee and it was cold. I'd been sitting there holding it without taking a sip. And it's so long and I didn't even realize time had just kind of gotten away from me. And that's kind of how that first verse came about. It was almost like that song in the verses was a play-by-play of that particular morning. Bills were on the table, my work's calling my name, I have all these things to do, and frankly, the routine of life, the day-by-day thing that just feels like I'm a hamster on a wheel, just was too much. And so I wrote that verse and kind of went on with my day, and then kept thinking, what is that second verse going to be? I mean, I don't even know where do you go from there? And my phone rang, and I picked it up, and it was either my mom or one of my friends, and I looked at it, and I went, I don't even have a hello in me, and I went, and it's
Wow.
literally a play-by-play of what life felt like that particular day.
Yeah, that's awesome that you allow yourself to be that vulnerable in your songs and that personal, and I think that's what makes music so relatable, and what makes music so popular is when you can really relate to it like that.
Yeah, that song is special to me because how many of us, we feel like that on a daily basis at times. It's like life just keeps going. And, I wanted that bridge to be the kind of the transition of maybe I just need to do something else. Maybe I need to change. Maybe because what I'm doing, I'm not happy. I just feel numb. And so I feel like it's something that all of us at some point have felt.
For sure. For sure.
So, and I I wanted it to be, I've had a lot of people ask me to do a ballad, and I just wanted it to be a nice, bring you back home, that country ballad that reminds you of, those that you heard when you were a kid.
Yeah.
But you got to remember that everything is fine coming from a woman. As a man, that makes us worried a little bit. We should be on high alert.
You're worried about your woman?
when she tells me everything is fine.
Oh, yeah. She's never fine. You're smart.
Yeah, fine is a word we tremble over a little bit.
Yeah, was that a training course you took or something? You need to broadcast that. Make it a sponsor.
I'm an old man. I didn't know this when I was younger. That's for sure.
You've heard it so many times. Once you
learn the hard way.
If you don't learn your lesson eventually.
Okay, I have to ask because I see what's in the middle of that table.
Well, let's bring that up. Because I don't know if you remember when we talked the first time, I really loved your song, Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
For a couple of reasons. It's a great song. And I love the beat of it and just how upbeat it was and what a challenge, the song talks about you taking. Mm-hmm. But yep, you're reading that right. That is, if you can see it all.
Read it to me. All I can tell
okay.
is Evel Knievel. I see his signature.
So if you remember that we talked about the toy from the 70s, this is the 50th anniversary of the toy.
I still don't have it. You are kidding. How did you get that? Well,
my birthday was, and I got this as a birthday gift from the Beard.
You're a good man.
Oh, I was speechless. And then you're coming, I'm like, we got to keep it and I was going to ask you, have you gone out and bought the Evel Knievel toy yet?
No, I need to do that.
EvelKnievelToys.com.
What is it?
EvelKnievelToys.com.
You know what I think I'm going to do? Evel Knievel gets released on June 6th.
Yep.
So
that's a summer banger right there. That makes sense.
Yeah. It's a second. I thought coming off Everything's Fine, I'm Not Okay, obviously, to that would be kind of, okay, all right. I'm feeling
taking chances yep.
I think I need to make sure that I have it in my hands on June 6th. I think I'm going to make that a thing. I'm going to go to that site you just said. I'm going to find it.
Well, and I don't know if you have plans to make a music video about it, but that would be cool to incorporate it with the music video.
Am I going to be holding a doll going?
Well, you got to rev it up and let it jump.
Right.
That's the big question is, am I going to wear the white suit with So I decided that would be, taking it a bit too far. So I just did black leather. But let me just tell you, if I ever had a chance to do something like that, I mean, Evel was like a staple in my house. I don't know that. We talked about it before.
Right.
It's huge.
So the other part of the birthday gift, I got Evel's granddaughter Kristen to do a happy birthday message for him off a Cameo. So yeah, so we had a whole Evel Knievel little
section there.
Yeah. The stuff will come out. Well, it came out a week ago. If you're watching this right now, it came out a week ago, but it'll be out on Monday, May 5th. So,
Beard, I like Evel Knievel too.
all right, there you go.
Let's go step up the game, buddy.
Okay.
I mean, just saying. I mean, I'm thinking just this show alone, we've sold at least one or two, right? Just
I would think.
I would think
maybe
so.
Maybe one.
There's other fans out there. So really,
I'm just playing.
Well,
my biggest decision I have to make is, do I leave it in the box or I take it out and play with it? That's where I'm torn.
Yeah. He's one of these collector people who,
I said you got to be a kid, and the kid you wants to play. Did you have one when you were a kid?
Oh, I had many, and I beat the hell out of them. And they always stayed running. That was my favorite toy as a child.
Yeah. It was mine to watch my brothers play with, and they wouldn't let me touch.
That's right.
Sorry, bitterness, table for one.
Yeah.
So.
And I'm not saying that to rub it in, and I apologize.
No.
Because,
I'm admiring and have to go get for sure.
I for sure had the white outfit, and I had
You did?
the blue one and the red one, because there's different ones. So,
do you have access to such photos of him wearing them? Is that?
Oh, you wore it?
Oh
no, I had the doll.
Oh,
the doll that was on the bike. I had.
I thought you actually had your own suit.
I fucking wish.
Shoot.
Sorry,
I would pay a lot of money to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have been a little disappointed if that was the case, because I'd be like, I've been friends with you for 30 fucking years and I ain't seen those pictures yet. What the hell?
Let me ask you though, did you guys, when you were kids, did you get on your bicycle and build ramps and act like you were Evel Knievel?
Oh, yeah.
All the time.
So the story I have is my brothers would do this in the street, and they would get like haydock blocks, if you know what those are, and build ramps. And my oldest brother was on his bicycle, and he went up on the ramp, and he came off his bike and tumbled and landed, and he broke his arm, but I think it was his wrist. And my parents didn't think it was broken. They made him like sit for like the whole night, and he was just sitting there going, oh. And then the next day he had to go in and they had to re-break it. You know how you have to do that?
Yeah.
All because of Evel Knievel.
Well, here's how demented I was as a child. I wanted to break something just to be like Evel Knievel, and I never broke a bone. And I kept going, I just want to break a bone once because I wanted to cast and be like Evel Knievel. Looking back, I'm glad I didn't.
Should have just got a walking stick. That made more sense.
I mean, did we ever see Evel Knievel with a cast?
I saw.
It up.
He did.
Yeah, he just went with it broken. So,
but did you know that in his walking cane with the eagle on the top,
wild turkey,
you'd open that up and it was a flask?
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
and it was wild turkey.
It was wild turkey. He had whiskey in his cane.
Well, that's more like gasoline, but. I mean, wild turkey is not for the faint of heart.
That's how he got through the pain.
Yeah.
So got to do something.
Yeah. I remember doing a shot of wild turkey one night to impress a lady, and yeah, no thanks.
She wasn't.
Wait. You did that to impress a lady? Like,
well, you don't. He's
gonna want me. Like, I need to understand that frame of thinking.
I don't know if I thought she would want me, but I thought it might be like I knew if I didn't do the shot, she definitely wouldn't want me. So she was about to do a shot of wild turkey. I'm like, if she's doing this, I mean, so.
But she was tougher than you.
You didn't want to be like, you didn't want to be a wuss. If
exactly.
You've got to do it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. It didn't work out in my favor. She wasn't impressed enough to. So I never got a date.
You didn't have a strong foundation with your wild turkey drinking. That just wasn't enough to build on.
Yeah, no.
I think the key to takeaway is that she drank enough wild turkey and she still didn't want to take you home.
She still didn't. Yep.
Oh, now that's a good and right there, you know.
I mean, I
But
would be upset, but he's right. So
I was just wondering if it worked because maybe that's the reason that I'm single. I need to be doing shots of wild turkey to reel them in.
No,
I think you're fine.
you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I was gonna say I don't think you'd have to be single unless you wanted to be single. I think
Do you even have time right now
Right.
for dating?
I think in the last 2 years, I can count on one hand the number of dates I've had.
Yeah.
But
To his point, it's not because you could go out tomorrow and have dates, but your work is busy
it's
right now.
a passion. Yeah. I think that unless someone knocks on my door, which I am shocked, nobody's, I need to be careful. Somebody's going to find where I live and knock on my door. But I'm not a big, I don't go out a whole lot.
Mhm.
And so I did have a little moment that I went on a dating site and I got like a couple, are you the Kill Tony mom? I'm like, oh, forget this.
Oh, that sucks.
I'm done.
I can't do this. So that's kind of where, I'm not sure how that happens that I get to meet somebody, like maybe I'm at the gas station.
Yeah. Supermarket.
That's creepy, right?
Well, I don't know. As a woman, is that creepy if someone approach you in a supermarket?
As long as he doesn't have chloroform.
No. Well, here's another question. If a gentleman approached you in a grocery store and started talking to you, would you look at what was in his cart, like to judge how he eats or anything like that?
No, I would hope he's not looking in mine because I'm the one. I mean, I literally on the drive home stopped and got chocolate donuts. I mean,
oh, nice. Nice.
The ones in the back, the ones you can get powdered or chocolate.
Yeah.
Nice. Before we started recording, I happened to be scrolling through and I saw that Walmart sells an at-home donut maker, but it was like $1,500. So it's like, how many donuts do I have to eat to make that worth my while?
I don't want to make the donuts, but I would pay money to hear you say it's time to make the donuts.
like the old commercial?
Yeah. I'm assuming.
Time to make the donuts.
The donuts.
Oh.
Yeah.
Was that a Dunkin' commercial?
It was not, I believe so. Yeah.
That old, I remember that commercial.
You know what happened to that guy?
So speaking of like not going out much, but have you been performing at all lately?
Not lately. I've been focusing this first year on. I knew that in March I was headed to record, and I wanted to get those songs figured out and that sort of thing. I have gotten together with the band. We're trying to add a few key elements to the band right now, so that we could be prepared for more of that moving forward. Considering offers, partnership deals, maybe being an opener for someone.
Mm-hmm.
That would be kind of my best case scenario. But that's all I'm still trying to get the songs made and get them with the distributor and get them out,
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
So when you're in Nashville recording, do you have any downtime? Are you able to enjoy the city at all, or is it work?
Don't get to see any of it. Literally, I order lunch in the studio, and I order a big enough lunch that I can take it back and eat it back at the place, and I'm asleep probably by 8:30, 9 o'clock. And it's literally like that the whole time. I'm preparing for the next day's song, making sure we're ready. But I don't want to paint the wrong picture. If I could do this all the time, I would. Yeah, I love writing. I love working with the producer. I love that part of it is so much fun. When you can take something that you hear in your head and bring it into the world, and then you get to listen to it, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I kind of consider it kind of like, we make a lot of sacrifices, but it's kind of like my offering. If you give an offering, it's my creative offering to if anything, to my family, and like I said, I never dreamed anybody would ever listen to a song I put out.
Yeah.
Well, they're going to
That's
hear a lot more.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, that's honestly the biggest shock. Somebody asked me, are you excited about this? Are you planning this? Are you planning that? And the big thing is just experiencing this for me is the biggest shock and thrill. Think about it. The little girl Delee, um, sang all the time. It was my dream. And then as I grew up, it just became something that didn't even seem like somebody like me could do. And I had totally given up on it wasn't even a thought in my mind. And so
Right.
the fact that that this has entered my world and I get to do this, I'm letting that little girl experience something she always dreamed of. So it's not even about, I'm thrilled even if nobody ever listens. It's just the fact that I'm getting to do something I never dreamed I could,
Yeah. I do.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah. And it's too bad that more people can experience that.
I think everybody can experience whatever they want if they choose to,
Well, and having to take the leap like you did.
You got to make the decision and go, right? Like the longer you sit around and wait to make the decision, the less likely it is to happen. So if you got something you want to do, go do it.
Well, that was kind of my intro when I said leap into it, is to kind of talk about how Kissing Frogs has been doing.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Evel Knievel again.
No.
What? Are you talking about kissing? Have you been kissing frogs?
No, but I'm just wanted to, because that was your big single before. I just wanted to, bring it up again. That was all.
Thank you. That was the first one. Pretty crazy how that has gone. That was I want to say it was the third song ever I had written.
Right.
I'm wrong, but I think it was somewhere in that. And in the first song I ever released, it just seems so surreal. The last year has been unbelievable. Imagine it's your life and something if you had asked me 3 years ago, hey, what's 3 years from now? What are you going to be doing? Never, this wasn't even a thought in my mind.
Yeah.
And this is just a complete miracle.
Yeah.
And that's what I'll tell you. If this has happened in my life, it could happen in anyone's life. And there is not an age that's too late. There's not a look that is not okay. There's not, regardless, whatever it is you want to do, you are smart enough. You have all the talent. You have everything within you, because if you dream it, if it even crosses your mind as something you could do, it means it's something you could do. And I think I'm going to say this, and somebody might think I'm crazy, but something I started considering is, why do we have an imagination?
Okay.
So I decided my imagination was like my online shopping guide.
Okay.
So I'm going on a website and there's all these shirts, and that's all the options I have. And there's one shirt that I go, I really like that. So I click on it and then buy it, and then it's delivered to me and it becomes part of my world. Well, I think that's what your imagination is. When you think about everything that you could be, or what your future could be, and the things that come to your mind, those are the things that you can choose any of those to bring into your reality.
Okay.
I'm going to do some online shopping.
Yeah, it's online shopping. And if there's anything in that catalog you don't like, you got to ask yourself, why am I imagining something that I would never want? And so the minute I started doing that, things kind of started changing for me.
Okay.
It's
great way to look at it.
We hear people talk about manifestation all the time, right? It's kind of a form of that.
Right.
And if you believe it, it'll come true.
I think anything that works for you and it's a positive in this world, it is worth pursuing, right?
Absolutely.
I just know for me, when I started looking at things that way, it wasn't just I wasn't going after something, but it's like, in a way, I got aligned with kind of something that I thought, man, that'd be kind of cool to bring in my world. And then by doing that, it seemed like things started coming towards me And I don't know. It's just my whole world started evolving to match what I kind of thought that'd be kind of cool to happen. Never dreamed it as far as this.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and then the last year of craziness. There it is. There you are now.
When we talked to you last time, remind me, how many songs did you do? Do you say you had like 200 songs or something written at this point? With I know it was a big number.
Yeah, I think I'm up to about 140.
Okay. Have you ever thought about like selling songs to other artists? Is that something you consider? It's like
there are several songs that when I hear them and I'm writing them, it's not my voice, and a lot of times it's not even a female voice.
okay.
So I'm definitely open to that. Everything I write, and there's songs that I've written that my voice would sound terrible. It's not meant. I've got one that's a heavy metal song called Shapeshifter.
Okay.
I think
That
you
is not
mentioned
made
that.
for
Yeah.
me. That is
Yeah.
not made, that's not made for me.
Yeah, I think you mentioned Sammy Hagar.
What about no? That Sammy Hagar. That was Emergency.
Okay. I knew there was a
That's
song
it.
that
Yes. Okay.
And guess what?
What's that?
I'm gonna do that one in the next 4.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I decided I'm gonna do it, and it needs to be made, so I'm gonna do that one. It's gonna be a nice little classic rock kind of song.
That's cool.
I don't remember that. That's crazy. Or you reviewed? Did you review for the show?
I didn't
No.
actually. I just that I remembered.
Emergency.
So what brought you to say, as you just said, I could hear this in Sammy's voice or someone else's voice, to say, fuck it, I just want to do it now?
Because some songs just need to be made. They need to be out there. Do I think I'm supposed to? I'm not the ideal person, I don't think. But can I do it? Yes. It's a great song.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good song. I've got another one that may be the 8th, but it's called The Old Workshop. And I hear a scratchy male voice singing that. But I may end up doing it just because it's an incredible song.
Yeah.
It needs to be out there. Even if I put it out and maybe somebody hears it and says, okay, I want to sing that. So.
Well, exactly. You could either send it to Sammy's people as a lyrics and say, I think this sounds like you, or you could record it and send that to him and say,
Yeah.
It's available.
Yeah.
It's here. Yeah, no, I'm
See if
totally
you can do better, buddy.
I think he would do a lot better.
Wow.
He just put out a new song, though. I think he just put out a new song.
That's
Did
good.
you see that?
I haven't heard it, but it wouldn't shock me. I mean, he's another one of these guys. He's never going to stop working. It doesn't seem like so.
Yeah, I think this one's dedicated to Eddie.
Oh, okay.
I haven't
I'll
heard
look
it
it up.
yet either, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan, so I'm a Van Halen fan. I mean,
Did we-
who is? That doesn't make me special.
Did we tell you when you were on last night that we had Sammy Hagar's daughter on the podcast once?
You did, and for some reason, you guys haven't introduced me, and I don't understand why.
Yeah, I guess we'd have to
You
work
all
on
have
it.
to. I mean, I thought y'all were helping me out here.
Damn it.
I
I knew we forgot something.
I told you to do it. I told him to do it.
I'm just messing with you guys, seriously.
She was a sweetheart, so yeah. I mean, she was interesting to talk to. So
Yeah.
had nothing to do with music, but very spiritual.
It's not in music.
No, she's not.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
she's she was all spiritual and very into.
Okay.
Yeah, but she was fun to work with.
Yeah.
Talk with, not work with. We didn't walk, but
I'm more than happy to come on the next show with her.
Okay.
there you go.
All right. Well, yeah, we'll hook that up. We'll line that up.
So with the I saw your post, and I'm going to ask about, you were busy, but then you throw in a post with being toothless, and I'm assuming if it cracks you up, that's all that matters, because that's the way I am.
You didn't think it was funny?
I did.
We were both laughing at it, but yeah.
I mean, my son's a comedian. He got it from somewhere. No, I'm not claiming that I'm funny in any way. Sometimes I just do stupid things to
Sure.
make myself laugh. So a friend of mine knocked her tooth out, And I spent the whole day sending funny memes going, let me see it. Come on, let me see it. And just anything I could do. So finally, I just did that. And then just to make it worse, I posted it public, just because.
That's what friends are for.
What friends are for. Yeah.
That's right. It's
Yeah.
just like the cameo I got from Evel Knievel that wished him a happy 60th birthday, even though he's only 58. So it's funny to me to have her say 60.
He is
What's
not
that?
58. It says 50. Isn't that what that says?
The toy's 50 years old.
He's older than the toy.
I'm older than the toy.
No, you claim that it's your 50th because that's what it says.
I'm going with that.
Yeah,
That's-
go with that.
I was born when this came out.
That's actually the year I was born. 73. So
Oh my God. Yeah. The funny thing about me doing that toothless thing was the amount of time I spent trying to figure out what to put on my tooth.
Yeah.
I could figure it out. So I'm going through drawers. I mean, I'm not kidding. I'm laughing at myself because I'm spending so much time on this. What I found was, those Velcro picture hangers?
Sure.
I don't know what those are called, but I finally found one of those, and then I cut it and then kept sizing it to my tooth.
You put some time in this.
It's just like the one that I'm like doing this. Did y'all see that?
Yep. Hey, anything worth doing, is worth doing well, right? You can't half-ass it. So.
But I can only do one side. Can you do both sides or one?
I can only do one side. I can only do Elvis on one side.
Let me see. Can you do it? Not everybody can. Oh, you can do the other side.
I can't. Yeah, no, I can't do that.
Oh, you can do both. That is huge. That is super talented.
Look at me. Look at my talents.
Thank you. Thank you for creating our clip. I appreciate. I appreciate you goading him into that because I will definitely be clipping that.
You're welcome. That'll be like little clips.
So that's a great part about being the editor is I don't have to worry about anything I do. I can edit out.
Well, you'll be jealous when all the ladies come calling after I do that.
I won't be. I'll be happy for you. I'm a good friend.
FYI, when I did it, I didn't get any phone calls, so I guess it doesn't work the same.
Oh, really?
Well, I was going to say before when you were talking about somebody knocking on your door. If you're waiting for somebody to knock on your door, I am going to need the address for sending you this toy. So
there you go. All right. Dig it.
This is my toy.
Well, I can't afford another. I can't afford another one.
This is mine.
It wasn't cheap.
I'm sure because it's the 50th.
Yeah.
Not that you could see, but the motorcycle is gold.
Yeah.
All of the ones I had as a child were not gold. This is a gold one.
No.
I'm assuming real gold. He would.
Yeah.
I need to take a picture and let me see that. Like send that to me so I can see what the bike looks like and everything.
I'll do that.
That is a good friend. None of my friends do that sort of thing.
Oh.
I mean, I hinted a year ago and not one person sent me an Evel Knievel toy. I mean, think about it. He's a great friend.
Not cool.
I was speechless when I opened it. I wasn't last thing I expected.
And that doesn't happen. So
this is true.
I just remember my birthday's coming up.
Oh, is that what? Fun. Now, what are you into?
I hate everything, Dewey. It's hard to shop for me because I don't have any of these.
He's gonna get a broken Evel Knievel doll.
Yeah.
When I pull it out and break it.
I used to be interested in more stuff, but as I get older, I find myself wanting less stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. I just want a hug for my birthday. That's all I want.
You heard it from me. You heard it.
That's a hug from him.
That's all he wants.
Yeah.
Wow. You got it.
I got out of that one.
Yeah. Stuff is messy. I'm trying to minimize because the goal is to like end my life in Belize. So, I mean, not like intentionally end my life, but spend my last years of my life in Belize. So I need less stuff. So.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah.
I am all about that. My father and his guitars, we just got them moved to a...
That's right. I wanted to bring that up, your guitars and what you've done with your dad's amazing guitar collection.
We finally got them into a storage facility. But we have just the guitars. We haven't even gotten to the amps or any of the other instruments or anything else. But we at least got those in a place, and hopefully we can figure out, what we're going to do with them, because we don't know. So less is more, though. And having too much stuff is insane. So those guitars that you saw, well, you haven't seen because the pictures haven't come out, but I had my dad's guitars in a lot of my photos. I always try to do the things like the leather. If a gentleman, that album or that single cover, there's a leather jacket that has like snakeskin here and a cowboy hat that I'm wearing. That is my dad's from the late 1970s, 1980s. It was his leather jacket. That's his cowboy hat that I'm wearing. I just belted it and wore it as a dress and had his cowboy hat. I wore a button down I had a tie. That was my dad's tie. Always trying to incorporate, like fun things. The single cover for Everything Is Fine. Those shoes, I think those shoes are amazing. I found those in Denton, Texas at a secondhand store for $5. They're a size and a half too big, but they were so awesome. I was like, I could never walk in them. They're so tall. They're like crazy. But I like doing some things like that,
They're prop shoes.
Perfect.
Yeah. For instance, the single cover for Cinderella, it was a red ruffly thing. I found that at a secondhand store in Denton, and it was a one-piece dress. And I cut the top off and then sewed the skirt, which I bought grommets, and I put grommets in with red shoelaces, and I kind of deconstructed that and then made that into it was like $8.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, might as well have duct taped it on me. I could never wear it anywhere, but I like doing stuff like that,
Yeah. That's awesome.
Well, now you mentioned photographs. Did you take pictures of all your dad's guitars, and are you planning on just like showing them, or is that or why did you do that?
I did do a post with some that I was considering for the photo shoot.
Okay.
Look on my Instagram. There's just a few posted, not many. But I took 4 to the photo shoot that I kind of sprinkled in the pictures where I could.
Okay, I'm gonna look for those.
Yeah. I think I had 2 Gretsch, a Gibson Goth, a couple of Gretches, and then I had a Martin. I forget how many strings. It had more strings than the normal strings. I don't remember.
Oh.
12 string. Yeah.
12, yeah.
No, but I love it. The last time we talked, and the passion of you talking about the guitars, and it was just a neat story.
Yeah, the coolest thing that I'll go ahead and say it is in the next 4 songs, I'm doing one of my dad's songs.
Oh,
that's awesome.
So that's pretty excited, huh?
Do you feel a lot of pressure on that one? Just that, being one of your dad's songs, you feel a little more pressure on that than something you've written yourself?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because I have so many. I was asking my mom, this is how they saved the songs. He put it in an envelope and mailed it to himself a couple years after he wrote it so that would preserve the copyright.
Okay.
How they did it back in the day. And so she still has the envelope, and she said she thinks it was from 1980, and he had written it a couple years before. Wow. So it's going to be interesting. I just really want his name to be down as a songwriter, as a professional songwriter on streaming.
Nice.
So that's the goal. That's the whole reason for it. Because I know he would get a kick out of that. Go, ooh, look at me. Like he would think that was cool. So I'm excited about it. And I think if we it's an old school 1970s country song. I think we can really modernize it just a little bit. And I think it'll be good.
It's great.
And even I mean, it'll mean a lot to me.
Yeah.
It's a great dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is a gentleman written about your dad, or who was it written about?
No, a gentleman. I was out with my girlfriends, and we were talking about it. Ultimately, the question was, do we still have? Well, it started with a conversation about how some women are, if somebody opens a door for them, they could get, like, some women get mad about that. And we thought that was preposterous. I mean, we thought that was insane. And so we began having a conversation about, well, do guys still pull out the chair for you? Do they still open the door? And I'd say in a lot of ways, no, there's not as much of that happening. And so I came home and I thought, it's kind of the same as other things where something that's truly valued has not been given the appreciation that it deserves. And so I wanted to give a space where I recognize the things that a true Southern gentleman does that makes a woman feel special.
Yeah.
The very least, it's captured in a song and say, hey, guys, I see you. Those of you that still do that, there are women that love that.
Good.
And it makes them melt. And I hope that gets a revival. I think it is not something that should be lost.
But I got to remember every word of her story.
Everywhere.
Every word?
That's not happening.
Or can I just get the highlights?
As much as we're a gentleman,
I try to be a gentleman.
it's not happening.
I mean, these days you got an audio recorder on your phone.
Oh,
That's true. That's true. I should put it to better use.
No, the point was that, but honestly, they listen. That's the whole point of that.
Sure.
They actually listen when we talk,
Yeah.
So, we women, we tend to talk a lot. So there's a lot to keep in mind there. So,
Hey, I remembered Sammy Hagar, so I remember the important stuff. You remembered all the guitars. I remembered Sammy Hagar. Together we're a gentleman.
Is that what you're saying?
What's that?
You share a brain? You share a brain?
Well, yeah, I said together we equal one gentleman.
There you go.
Yeah.
And to be fair, over the years, I've killed a lot of my brain. So
That's true. So when do you head back? When did you say when do you head back to Nashville to record the next 4?
Mid-June.
Mid-June. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I'll be there for a week. So that's the plan. I wanted to wait and get the first. Everything is Fine comes out May 9th.
Okay.
And
thank you.
The goal, and then every month there'll be a song come out.
Awesome.
For the next 8 months. So I wanted to at least get Everything is Fine out and fill that. And by the time I go back, even Evel Knievel will be out. We're like the week before. So I feel like that's a good spot. And the main thing is I've got to go and get 4 more done because I recorded 4. So I don't want to do Stagnation till fall. So I want to release something else in August, September.
Oh, okay. So you need to get after. You got to get some songs recorded.
After. Yeah.
No rest for the weary.
Never. But it's a great way to be. I'll tell you, it's fun.
Well, that's awesome. And if you're people that are listening to this when it first comes out, your first single, Everything is Fine, is out right now. So.
Yes, that's right.
And follow her. It's exciting because there's going to be something new
every month
coming up. That's awesome.
Right.
Every month.
And I gotta say, I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. I think that we're still the only podcast you've done.
There's a couple other little bitty ones, but you are the most amazing podcast on the planet.
Woo!
Clip.
I did. All of a sudden I noticed you must have hit the media cycle or something, because all of a sudden we had a TikTok with you that all of a sudden went from like 2,000 views to 40,000 views. And we don't have anything that has close to that. That is by far our most viewed TikTok. So
when did that happen?
It was like a couple months ago. So I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what hit, but all of a sudden it just started to really climb. So.
Well, that's great to hear.
Yeah, right?
I mean, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
I don't know what the it was. like what it said. Was it something?
It was just one of the clips from the episode, the first episode that you did with us.
I wonder what it was.
I
think that's great.
Yeah. Your name was obviously being Googled for some reason. So
wait. So you're saying I am your largest? Just kidding. Whatever.
Yeah.
You are our most viewed
I was just trying
TikTok.
to play off me
Say
saying
it. You
that
can
I
say it.
said that about y'all. So I was trying to get that from
You are
Say it.
You are our most amazing guest of all time. Yes.
Our largest TikTok viewed clip ever.
Woo! I'll take it.
Yeah.
Hey, you gotta take it when you can, right?
Right.
Hey, well deserved. Well deserved.
I know a TikTok of just him and I isn't getting 40,000 views. So
You never know.
no, I do know. We've done plenty of them, and they don't
Wait.
yet.
Yet. Right. Okay,
Now,
but
if you put
I
out the
wanna
TikTok
go
of me
first.
going like this with my lips, it may be
That's probably
40,000.
There you go.
I mean, now you know the answer. You're welcome. I've given you the secret.
That is the
So
secret.
my question is this.
Yeah.
It is the most important question of this whole show.
Oh God.
When is Bert coming on?
That's a great question. Let's ask you, Mr. Crusher.
I don't know. All I know, and thank you, because clippable moments are great. All I know is Bert has seen a lot of our stories that reference us wanting him on the podcast, and he is, to this point, ignored them. But he's busy. I get it. He's busy. So maybe the next one, maybe this one will be the one that pushes him over the edge.
Do you want me to give a plea to Bert?
That would be great.
Bert, it would mean so much to me if you would please go on this show. It would be the most magical, amazing show that has ever existed on the planet. So please, come on the show for us. Your fans, please.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much.
She tried to get us to do that. We're terrible at that. We got to get better at that. that was really good.
That was awesome. Wow. We can take
Feel free.
lessons.
Feel free to use it.
And you did that without ChatGPT. That's how I get all mine.
Well, apparently, me and ChatGPT. Oh my gosh.
Do you not get along?
She's just as creative as.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought
No,
maybe you didn't get
remember the Kill Tony joke. That's what I was referring to.
along. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think I've overcome that at this point. People know better.
That's right. I'm sorry. I forgot all about that when I mentioned ChatGPT.
Yeah. They still think I have 8 cats, but they know that I'm not using ChatGPT. So.
Wait, how many cats do you have?
I have none.
Okay.
I have no pets currently, but I am a huge animal lover. But
Yeah.
I was just watching a dog. I think it's actually in Japan, but he gets on a skateboard and goes downstairs. And I just watch it over and over. He just loves to go downstairs. And he turns. They put him on curved stairs and he turns. It's so cute.
Wow.
There's a bulldog on a skateboard in LA. Well, there used to be. I don't know if he's still there. Did y'all ever see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember
You know
seeing
what
those
I'm
videos.
talking about?
Yeah.
He was cruising.
Yeah, I bet he's not doing that anymore.
Probably not.
Probably not.
He's probably being filled out in a wheelchair too.
Yeah, bulldogs don't last that long.
Everything comes back around. It all comes back around.
It does.
Ooh,
It does.
barracuda. Well, thank you so much. Tell everybody where to find you and all that good stuff.
I mean, no, I was going to say, I'm in Texas.
Yeah, now's when you give the address.
Don't give the
Here's
address.
my address. Feel free to submit. I take applications. No, I'm just kidding. Everyone can find me on all streaming platforms. Everything Is Fine is out now. And also follow me on Instagram at dlee.official, delete.official.
Awesome.
Perfect.
Fun.
Thank you so much for doing this again. And thank you for giving us the opportunity to hear the music before everybody else got to hear it. I said I felt special. Like
Yeah.
we were in on a little secret club, and it was very cool to get a chance to hear it before the world is going to get to hear it. So we appreciate it.
I was listening at work today. I said something. I had people in my office, and I said, I'm going to listen to this. Now get out, because I got to listen to this without you in
Top
here.
secret.
That's awesome. Thank you. No, family. Y'all were here from the beginning with me, so always here. Y'all need anything, reach out.
Ah,
Well,
that's special to hear.
the same goes for you.
Yeah.
Obviously the invitation is open whenever you want to come on and tell your kid, tell Jacob that we'd love to have him back on too, and we'll get in touch with him soon and have him back on here again.
Yeah, he's busy. He's a busy boy.
Good.
Seems like
Good.
it, yeah.
I am happy to join you when Bert's on, when Sammy's on, Sammy Hagar or family of Sammy, Evel Knievel, anything, family, I'm all in.
I was gonna say Evil's gonna be tough, but
Even Robbie.
even Rob, yeah.
But we got Kristen, so
Well, we're trying to get Kristen. So
Yeah, you gotta do that.
yeah, we're
That'd be
trying to
fun.
get Kristen. So
Yeah, I'm gonna keep an eye out for when y'all tell me she's gonna be on.
we'll do. Thank you so much. This is a blast.
always fun. Thank you.
Absolutely. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
You too.
Bye.
Night night.
Thank you for listening. The tavern is closed for now, but we'd love to have you back for more fun next time. Seriously though, get your asses out of here.